Hey guys, it's Bro, back with another video. I'm not sure if I'm close to the 7-day mark of making these. If I am, I'm gonna just make a new goal. Probably to, um, you know, spend like, I don't know, 20 minutes, an hour, someday, just writing down a lot of like titles that are good. Just test it, see what happens. You know, titles that include like a famous person's name or, you know, sort of research clickbaity titles. And maybe just, go from there, see, just small improvements over time and just see how I can make these videos a little better. You know, like tomorrow I could spend 2 hours just thinking, okay, I could actually use, you can see my camera, I could use that. It's got a better mic. I could buy a new mic stand and have a good mic. I could, decorate this wall and make that look nice. There's a million things I could do to make these videos better, but I did those in the past. But essentially what would happen is I would just spend forever on one video and then the video would never come out. Like, this might sound dumb or like a cop-out. What I wanted to do was I'm trying to think when I started this goal. Literally a year ago. I wanted to make like a super long, like 10-part series on this book and just like detail out everything in it. And the reason I wasn't making videos is like, I'm going to make this video and it's going to be amazing. I mean, problems came up with that. From reading this book, it made me get into 50 other books, which this book is related to. And that just led me down a rabbit hole, which I don't think I'll ever get to the bottom of. Which, I don't know, I really like the rabbit hole, it's really fun. But I mean, what would be better if I just like made, small videos on maybe a chapter or something. But even that's a lot of work. I wanted to get an essay writer, but writing teacher, but COVID happened. And at the moment it's not my goal. And I think Jordan Peterson's book, Maps of Meaning, is actually a better version of this book, believe it or not. And then there's people he was influenced by. He says his book is a recreation of the origins and history of consciousness, I think, which talks about Freud and Jung, which is done by one of Jung's students, I think. Either Alfred Adler or another guy. I think it's another guy. And then Jung's archetypes of the collective unconscious, I think. I don't know. It's basically that book again. And then this is like a very simplified version of them, which is crazy because this was a hard book to read and I still don't understand it. So that long story of why I didn't make videos. Because I just wanted to make these big videos that I never did because I could never get to the bottom of them. And I don't know, I think the daily stuff's a bit better, so I don't know. These are fun to make, these vlogs, just telling you what I did doing with my life. Unfortunately, now that I got my computer back, I wrote up all my goals for the day on the computer, but when I finish the goal I delete it. So this is my last goal for today. I have some goals. Well, I'll try and think. So, second day back, writing the script again. It's getting pretty close. I'm getting pretty sick of working on it. Not fully though, I can still work on it. So I might give myself like a deadline, like a week or 2 weeks, and say, okay, after this you can move on to the next step, which is hiring the storyboard artist. Essentially, everything I've done, I've learned so much from doing this compared to any other exercise I've done with writing. I've gone the furthest I've ever gotten with a script doing this. And so I think that's all I think that's really, really positive, and I think I should essentially not get over perfectionist and never move on to the next step, because going on to the next step, even in an imperfect way, will teach me even more that I haven't learned. So, you know, I got to get there somehow, someday. So I might give myself like a week ultimatum, but there's just so much other stuff that I could like nail out before I give it to someone else. So when they're sort of working on it a bit, there isn't like areas that I miss with them, and I don't know. I'd have to figure it out. Did some more drawing. Basically, I'm really trying to feel myself around. I'm sort of getting my bearings of like where I am and where I want to go with drawing. I just want to be able to draw good storyboards. That's my end goal. But with this project, I'm just going to hire someone else to do that. And I think drawing for fun would be, I don't know how far I would take it. But yeah, doing that 20 minutes a day. Basically, maybe I can find my drawing, because I was going to show it yesterday, but I was like, could be stuff editing, which is sort of, it's hard to explain, but if I want to continue doing these videos, I gotta just go at my own pace. So this is, I can't really see it. That's sort of good. Tracing I did, it looks pretty good, but that's literally because I just copied what the guy was doing on the video, and there was a tracing over this. That was in Proco's anatomy course. It was lesson number 1, but I have to pay for the other lessons, and there's this free, I think it's like drawabox.com or something, which I'm going to try that out instead. So I was watching those videos as well this morning, and I'm going to try that out. And it's free instead of like $400 or whatever, which I can't justify paying for now. Maybe in the future. Read the Bhagavad Gita a little bit more. 15 minutes. I'm still on like sort of the intro before it even starts. Page 15. Preface. It's like the other religions. Sorry. In the fact that it's like you sort of just gotta commit everything, your heart and soul to it, and not think about the logic behind it, because your material mind is imperfect and Krishna is perfect, and don't question Krishna. And if you're not doing everything correctly in this book, then it won't work. And if you don't follow, that sort of dogmatic stuff, which, I mean, makes sense to an extent. If there is one true way of living, then you can't be living any other way. But yeah, it's just hard to figure it out. I don't know. I have to think about that more. Because I really just like looking at religion. Because you sort of just have to take the fact that there's this consciousness. Well, they're saying like consciousness is not from combinations of material, it's like outside. And I don't know, I sort of take the thing where like, I don't know, like I'm perfectly fine if consciousness is a complex mixing of material, but I take it, I like to look at religion as, I take that as, God and stuff, and consciousness and things outside the material world as literally I don't know, and which more boils down to I haven't seen any evidence of it, so I don't think it exists. But all these sort of religions want you to commit to saying it exists, so that's what I'm finding hard. And that's why I like John Pearson, because you don't have to do that. And Healthy Gamer like Dr. K, he's sort of the same. He's like, he doesn't take you on that level of like, okay, here you are, now drop everything you know and that everything that works and follow this path. He's like, why don't I teach you how to you know, get along with your family members more and look at your emotions more and just improve you that way, and that's enough, you know. And I sort of like that version more, and John Pearson's sort of like that as well. What else is there? Yeah, they pretty much achieved everything I want to achieve. I'm doing that more often. I finish things at like pretty early, and then the rest of the day I'm just like, what the heck do I do with my day? And I have to make more goals, so maybe I should pack more stuff into my goal list, but I don't want to just overcrowd it and then be a failure every day. I think that definitely I should increase my focus time in the morning. It does vary in different days and weeks, because some weeks I'm working a lot of hours, and then other weeks I'm working like early morning shifts, you know. Early mornings where I concentrate the most, and if, you know, I worked for 4 hours in the morning, like my focus is sort of a little less, so it makes sense. Yeah, I think I'll just try and slowly increase it. I'll probably want to add in yoga or something like that. I'm not sure if classes are back on. Should be. We still got masks are indoors. Yeah, I don't know. I have to check. We've had like 0 cases for ages and 0 active cases for like 5 days or something. Probably less. 4 days. So it's looking really good. What else? YouTube. I guess I changed my priority with these videos. Originally it was just like so I'd have something to look back on in 50 years. I was like, hey, that's what I was like when I was young. But now it's more like a discipline is one, and it's only been a week, so I can't really call it a discipline yet. And the second is, if I get anywhere with, you know, the films I make, branding will be so invaluable, because I don't know too much about marketing, but like branding is, I wouldn't say branding is king, but it's really helpful. Like, if you want to make like a $6 million movie, which is very common, and essentially you have like 2 or 3 actors and like an environment that's cheap, you want most of your money just spent on like the one famous actor, because through nothing else, most people will just go to that movie because like, oh, famous actor, you know, famous face. And there's some people like David Fincher, Quentin Tarantino, I guess to an extent Roger Deakins, cinematographer, where people go to their movies just because they know that guy and they're like, damn, this is going to be some quality. And they've built a brand around it. And I guess, you know, building some sort of brand and at least attempting to would be really helpful in the future. So I guess I'll try that. So ow, just stubbed my toe. I guess it's a bit of a different motivation. But thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, or your toe will get stubbed as well. Peace.